Picture this. Right now, in this very moment, you are traveling through time at exactly 1 second per second. You're moving forward through an invisible river that touches everything in the universe, yet remains mysteriously beyond our grasp. Time, that gentle current that carries our thoughts, our dreams, our very existence. Before we begin this peaceful journey together, if you enjoy relaxing science stories like this one, feel free to subscribe, give this video a like, and comment. Below, let me know what country you're watching from, and what time you're listening to this tonight. Your presence here, in this moment, is part of time's beautiful tapestry. Tonight, as you settle into comfort, we're going to explore one of the most profound questions that has ever danced through human consciousness. What is time, really? Not the time that ticks on your clock or the time that fills your calendar, but the deeper mystery, the fundamental essence of time itself. Imagine, if you will, that you're floating on a calm lake at twilight. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the first stars beginning to appear. In this serene moment, time seems to slow, to stretch, to become something almost tangible. This is where our story begins. In the gentle space between seconds, where wonder lives and curiosity whispers its softest questions. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Let your breathing slow and deepen. Tonight, we're going to drift together through the most beautiful mystery of all existence. We're going to explore time itself, and perhaps, just perhaps, we'll find that time is far more magical than we ever. Imagine ... What if I told you that the moment you experienced just a few seconds ago already exists in a place so distant that light itself would take years to carry news of it? What if this very instant, as you listen to these words, is simultaneously happening, has already happened, and is yet to come? Time is like a vast, ethereal ocean, and we are like gentle swimmers moving through its currents, mostly unaware of the magnificent depths beneath us. We feel its flow, we sense its presence, but we rarely stop to wonder, what exactly is this invisible force that shapes every breath we take, every heartbeat, every dream that unfolds in our sleeping minds? Consider the butterfly that landed on your windowsill yesterday morning. In your memory, that moment feels past, finished, gone. But what if it isn't? What if that butterfly, in some profound sense, is still landing, still choosing your window, still spreading its delicate wings in an eternal now that exists somewhere beyond our normal perception? When you were a child, summer afternoons seemed to stretch endlessly. A single day could feel like a lifetime of adventures, discoveries, and wonder. Now, as an adult, weeks can blur together like pages in a book flipped too quickly. But what changed? Did time speed up, or did something shift in the way you move through time's gentle embrace? Scientists tell us that time is not the steady, unchanging river we imagine it to be. Instead, it's more like a living thing, breathing and stretching, speeding up and slowing down, depending on where you are and how fast you're moving. On the top of a mountain, time moves slightly faster than it does in the valley below. When you're traveling quickly, time itself begins to slow, as if the universe is gently adjusting its rhythm to match your journey. Imagine sitting by a campfire with someone you love, watching the flames dance and flicker. In that moment, time seems to pause, to hold its breath, to create a pocket of eternity just for you. The fire crackles, the stars wheel overhead, and somehow, in that perfect instant, you touch something timeless, something that exists outside the normal flow of moments. But then consider this. The light from those stars began its journey to your eyes years, decades, sometimes centuries ago. You are literally seeing into the past, witnessing light that left its stellar home before you were born. In a very real sense, you are a time traveler, constantly receiving messages from the past, constantly moving into the future, always balanced. On the knife's edge of now. What if time isn't something that flows past us, but something we create as we move through it? What if each moment is like a note in an infinite symphony, and consciousness is the musician that brings the music to life? Every thought, every breath, every gentle settling of your body into comfort as you listen to this story ... Each of these creates time, shapes it, gives it meaning. The most beautiful questions often have no simple answers. Tonight, as we explore the mystery of time together, we're not seeking to solve it completely, but to dance with it, to appreciate its wonder, to let it carry us gently toward understanding. Like a leaf floating on a stream, we'll let time's current guide us through realms of thought and discovery that might otherwise remain hidden in the busy daylight of our ordinary lives. Close your eyes again and feel the gentle passage of seconds. Each one is unique, irreplaceable, a small gift from the universe to your awareness. In this quiet space, between the ticking of clocks and the rushing of daily life, we begin to sense time's true nature in it, as a master to be served, but as a gentle companion on the journey of existence. Asterisk, asterisk. Let's begin our gentle exploration with a simple truth that might surprise you. Time, as we understand it through science, is not separate from space. They are woven together like threads in a cosmic tapestry, creating what scientists call space-time. Imagine a soft blanket stretched out under the stars, and this blanket is the very fabric of reality itself. When Einstein first proposed this idea over a century ago, he was suggesting something almost dreamlike, that time and space are not the fixed stage upon which the universe performs, but rather active participants in the cosmic dance. Picture honey slowly dripping from a spoon. The honey doesn't just move through empty space and time. It curves and bends them, creating ripples in the very fabric of existence. This is perhaps most beautifully illustrated when we consider gravity. What we feel as the pull of Earth beneath our feet is actually the gentle curvature of space-time itself. Imagine lying on a trampoline while someone places a heavy ball in the center. The surface curves, and if you roll a marble nearby, it will naturally follow the curved path. Earth, with its massive presence, creates a similar curve in space-time, and we, like marbles, simply follow the natural contours of this cosmic geometry. But here's where it becomes wonderfully strange. This curvature doesn't just affect space. It affects time itself. Time moves more slowly in stronger gravitational fields. If you could stand on the surface of a neutron star, a star so dense that a teaspoon of its material would weigh as much as a mountain, time would crawl by so slowly that what felt like minutes to you would be hours to someone watching from far away. Even here on Earth, this effect is measurable. Scientists have taken extremely precise atomic clocks and flown them in airplanes. When they return to ground level, these clocks show a tiny but real difference compared to identical clocks that remained on the ground. Time itself ran slightly faster at higher altitude, where Earth's gravitational field is marginally weaker. This isn't just abstract theory, it's built into the technology we use every day. The GPS satellites orbiting our planet experience time differently than we do on the surface. They're farther from Earth's center, so time moves faster for them. Without accounting for this difference, GPS would be off by miles within hours. Every time you navigate to a new location, you're relying on our understanding of how time bends and flows. Speed, too, has a profound effect on time's passage. As you move faster through space, time begins to slow down for you relative to those around you. This isn't a trick of perception. It's a fundamental property of reality. Light, traveling at the universe's speed limit, experiences no time at all. From a photon's perspective, the journey from a distant star to your eye happens instantaneously, even though we might measure that journey as taking millions of years. What's particularly soothing about this understanding is how it reveals the interconnectedness of all things. You are not separate from time and space. You are woven into their very fabric. Every movement you make, every breath you take, creates tiny ripples in space-time. You are constantly reshaping the universe simply by existing, by being present. In this moment, by listening to these words, the mathematics of relativity might seem complex, but its emotional truth is simple and comforting. You are an integral part of the cosmic symphony. Your presence matters not just to other people, but to the very structure of reality itself. Time doesn't just pass around you, it flows through. You with you, as you dot asterisk asterisk, let me tell you a story about a man who changed forever how we think about time. His name was Albert Einstein, and in 1905, he was just a young patent clerk in Switzerland, examining other people's inventions by day and pondering the deepest mysteries of the universe by night. Picture him in his small apartment, perhaps with a cup of tea cooling beside him, working by lamplight while the world slept. Einstein had been troubled by a question that seemed almost childlike in its simplicity. What would it be like to ride alongside a beam of light? As a teenager, he had imagined himself traveling at light speed, wondering what he might see. Would the light beam appear frozen beside him, like a snapshot of illumination hanging in space? This gentle curiosity, nurtured over years of quiet contemplation, would eventually revolutionize our understanding of time itself. But Einstein wasn't the first to wonder about time's nature. Ancient philosophers had grappled with similar questions. In ancient Greece, Heraclitus observed that you cannot step into the same river twice, recognizing that time brings constant change. Meanwhile, his contemporary Parmenides argued that change was an illusion, that all moments exist eternally in a timeless realm. These two views would echo through centuries of human thought, like distant voices calling across the ages. Asterisk, asterisk, in medieval times, St. Augustine wrote beautifully about time's paradox. What then is time? If no one asks me, I know. If I want to explain it to a questioner, I do not know. He recognized that time seemed to exist in three forms simultaneously: the past preserved in memory, the future anticipated in expectation, and the present experienced in attention. Yet somehow, none of these captured time's true essence. The breakthrough came when Einstein realized that time is not absolute. There is no universal now that exists everywhere in the universe simultaneously. Instead, time is personal, intimate, relative to each observer. Imagine two friends saying goodbye at a train station. As one friend travels away at high speed, they each experience time at their own pace. To the traveling friend, time passes normally. But to the friend who remained at the station, the traveler's time appears to slow down, as if the universe itself is gently stretching each moment. This revelation came to Einstein not through complex mathematics alone, but through what he called thought experiments, gentle mental journeys that allowed him to explore reality's deepest truths. He would imagine himself in elevators falling through space, or riding in trains moving at impossible speeds, always asking, what would I see? What would I feel? How would time behave? One of his most beautiful insights came from considering simultaneity. If you're sitting in a train and someone on the platform shines a flashlight, you both see the light at the same moment. But what if the train is moving very, very fast? Einstein realized that what counts as simultaneous depends on your perspective. Events that seem to happen at the same time for one observer might be separated in time for another. The universe has no cosmic clock marking a universal now. This understanding led to one of the most profound realizations in human history. Time is not a river flowing in one direction, but more like a landscape that can be viewed from different perspectives. The past, present, and future all exist simultaneously in what physicists call the block universe. Every moment that has ever been or ever will be is equally real, equally present. just not equally accessible to our traveling consciousness. Think of it like a vast library where every book represents a moment in time. The library contains all moments past, present, and future, but you can only read one book at a time. As you move through the library, you experience the story of time unfolding, but the entire collection exists complete and whole, waiting in eternal silence. Einstein himself found this view of time deeply comforting. When his lifelong friend, Michel Besso, died, Einstein wrote to Besso's family, "For us believing physicists, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." He was saying that Besso, in some profound sense, still existed in the eternal landscape of spacetime, still laughing, still thinking, still being, just in a place along the timeline that Einstein's consciousness could no longer visit. This isn't just abstract philosophy. It's an invitation to find peace in the flow of time. Your childhood self still exists, still plays, still dreams in the vast library of moments. Your future self is already there too, wise and content, having lived through all the experiences that await you. In this view, time becomes not a thief, stealing moments away, but a gentle curator preserving every precious instant forever. Asterisk, asterisk. Now, let's take a gentle journey, not through space, but through the scales of time itself. Close your eyes and imagine shrinking down, becoming smaller and smaller, until you can witness time as it unfolds in the microscopic world of atoms and particles. Here, in this realm smaller than the smallest things you can imagine, time reveals entirely new mysteries. At the quantum level, time behaves like a shy creature that changes when observed. Particles seem to exist in multiple states simultaneously until the moment they're measured, as if time itself is waiting, holding its breath, keeping possibilities alive until consciousness arrives to collapse them into reality. It's as if the universe is constantly dreaming, and observation is the gentle touch that transforms dreams into experience. Picture an electron orbiting an atomic nucleus. But orbiting isn't quite right. The electron exists in a cloud of probability, simultaneously, everywhere and nowhere until something interacts with it. Time, at this scale, becomes fluid, uncertain, more like a probability than a certainty. The electron doesn't follow a path through time. It exists in a superposition of all possible paths until reality chooses one. This quantum uncertainty extends to time itself. At the smallest scales, time and space become granular, pixelated like an old photograph when viewed too closely. Physicists believe that time comes in discrete units, quantum moments so brief that they make a second seem like an eternity. These are called Planck times, and they're so short that light, traveling at the universe's speed limit, can only move a distance smaller than a proton. But let's expand our view now, growing larger, moving outward through the scales of existence. In your own body, different organs experience time at different rates. Your heart beats roughly once per second, a gentle rhythm that measures out the moments of your life. Your brain processes thoughts much faster, firing neurons hundreds of times per second, creating the rich tapestry of consciousness that experiences time's flow. Your cells divide and renew themselves on longer cycle skin cells every few weeks, LIV-ER cells every few months. You are constantly becoming a new version of yourself, rebuilt from the ground up, yet somehow remaining continuous through time. Like a river that remains a river despite the constant flow of new water, you persist through time by constantly changing. Now let's journey outward, beyond your body, to see how time flows in the broader universe. The earth beneath you spins once every 24 hours, creating the rhythm of day and night that has guided life for billions of years. This rotation has been slowing down gradually. Days were shorter when dinosaurs walked the earth, and they'll be longer in the distant future. Time itself is gently stretching as gravitational forces create friction in the Earth's rotation. The Earth orbits the Sun once per year, creating the seasons that mark longer cycles in time's passage. But our solar system is also moving, carrying you through the galaxy at tremendous speed. The Milky Way itself rotates, taking our solar system on a journey that lasts about 230 million years. Dinosaurs lived during the last galactic year. We're in a new cosmic season now. Expand your imagination further, and you'll see that even galaxies move through time differently. The Andromeda Galaxy is approaching us, and in about 4.5 billion years, it will merge with our own galaxy. This cosmic dance has been choreographed by time and gravity over billions of years. A slow waltz of stellar islands moving through the void dot at the largest scales. A universe itself is expanding, stretching time and space as it grows. This expansion means that time flows differently depending on where you are in the cosmos. Near massive objects like black holes, time slows to a crawl. At the edge of the observable universe, time moves at rates we can barely comprehend. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of this cosmic perspective is how it reveals the interconnectedness of all temporal experiences. The calcium in your bones was forged in the heart of a dying star billions of years ago. The oxygen you breathe was created by ancient plants that lived and died long before humans existed. You are not separate from cosmic time. You are made of it, shaped by it, an expression of the universe's long journey through the ages. As you breathe in this moment, you're participating in cycles that began with the first breath of life on Earth. As your heart beats, you're joining a rhythm that connects you to every living thing that has ever experienced time's passage. You are not just in time, you are time, expressing itself through the brief, beautiful pattern of your existence. In this vast perspective, your individual concerns and worries become like ripples on an infinite ocean. They're real, they matter, but they're also part of something much larger and more beautiful than any single moment of anxiety or fear. Time cradles you, carries you, and ultimately accepts you exactly as you are in this precious, fleeting, eternal now. Asterisk, asterisk, here's a gentle secret that might surprise you. Time doesn't just flow forward. Deep in the equations that govern our universe, there's a beautiful symmetry that suggests time could flow backward just as easily as forward. The fundamental laws of physics are mostly time reversible, like a movie that makes perfect sense whether played forward or backward. What creates time's arrow, its insistent march from past to future, is something far more subtle and mysterious. The answer lies in entropy, the universe's gentle tendency toward disorder. Imagine a drop of cream swirling into coffee. The cream spreads and mingles, creating beautiful patterns as it dissolves. You've never seen this process reverse itself. Never watched a cup of coffee suddenly separate back into distinct cream and coffee layers. This is entropy at work, creating time's direction through the simple fact that there are more ways for things to be mixed up than organized. But here's a dreamy thought. In the quantum realm, time occasionally does flow backward. Particles can briefly borrow energy from the future, exist in impossible states, then pay back the energy debt before the universe notices. These quantum loans happen constantly, invisibly, all around you. The vacuum of space itself is alive with particles, popping in and out of existence, briefly violating the normal flow of time before dissolving back into possibility. Another sleepy surprise. Time might not be fundamental at all. Some physicists believe that time emerges from something deeper, more basic than time itself. Just as wetness emerges from water molecules, but isn't a property of individual molecules, time might emerge from the interactions of more basic components of reality. In this view, time is like a symphony that emerges from individual notes, or consciousness that emerges from neural activity. Consider this soothing fact. Every atom in your body has experienced billions of years of cosmic history. The hydrogen in your cells was forged in the first moments after the Big Bang, when the universe was young and hot. That hydrogen has been patient, waiting nearly 14 billion years to become part of you, to experience consciousness, to listen. To this story about time. You are the universe's way of experiencing itself through time. Here's something that might make you smile. Scientists have discovered that time moves differently depending on your emotional state. And this isn't just subjective experience, it's measurable. When you're happy, engaged, or in flow, your brain processes information differently, creating a subjective sense that time is moving at just the right pace. When you're bored or anxious, time crawls or races. Your consciousness doesn't just experience time. It actively shapes how time feels. Plants, too, experience time in their own gentle way. They have circadian rhythms, internal clocks that help them anticipate day and night. Some flowers open their petals at precisely the same time each day, responding to an inner temporal pulse. Trees grow in rhythms that reflect not just seasons, but longer cycle sunspot activity, climate patterns, even the subtle gravitational influences of the moon. In their slow, patient way, plants are master timekeepers, recording the passage of years in their rings, the passage of seasons in their leaves. There's a beautiful phenomenon called time dilation that happens not just at high speeds, but also in strong gravitational fields. Your feet experience time slightly differently than your head because they're deeper in Earth's gravitational well. The difference is infinitesimal, about 90 billionths of a second per year, but it's real. You are literally stretched across time, your body existing in multiple temporal frames simultaneously. Perhaps most wonderfully, time might be quantized, made up of discrete units, like frames in a movie. The smallest possible unit of time is called a Planck time, approximately 10 to 43 seconds. If this is true, then time doesn't flow smoothly, but rather jumps forward in incredibly tiny increments. The universe might be like a cosmic flipbook, with each Planck moment being a single frame in the vast movie of existence. Here's a gentle paradox to ponder as you drift toward sleep. According to the equations of general relativity, time slows down as you approach the event horizon of a black hole. To an outside observer, you would appear to slow down and freeze at the boundary, taking forever to cross. But from your perspective, you would fall through normally, experiencing time at its usual pace. This creates a beautiful mystery. What happens to time when different observers can't agree on when something occurs? And finally, a comforting thought. Time might be far more flexible than we imagine. In quantum mechanics, the order of events can sometimes be indeterminate. Two events might happen in one order from one perspective, and the reverse order from another, with both perspectives being equally valid. This suggests that time structure might be more like a gentle fabric that can be folded and rearranged, rather than a rigid framework that constrains all existence. These mysteries remind us that time is not a problem to be solved, but a wonder to be appreciated. As you rest tonight, you're participating in the universe's most beautiful mystery, the transformation of possibility into reality, of potential into experience, of the eternal now into the flowing stream of consciousness that makes life meaningful. Asterisk, asterisk. What does it mean to truly live in time? This question has whispered itself through human consciousness for millennia. And tonight, in this quiet space between waking and sleeping, we might find some gentle answers. Time is not something that happens to us. It is something we participate in, something we help create with every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of awareness. Think about the last time you were completely absorbed in an activity you loved. Perhaps you were reading a beautiful book, having a deep conversation with someone dear to you, or simply watching the sunrise paint the sky in gentle colors. In those moments, time seemed to pause, to hold its breath, to create a pocket of eternity. Just for you. This isn't illusion. It's insight into time's deepest nature. Time, at its heart, is about relationship. It's the space between heartbeats where love lives, the pause between words where understanding blooms, the gentle interval between thoughts where wisdom quietly emerges. Without consciousness to experience it, time becomes merely a mathematical dimension. But with awareness, time transforms into the very medium through which beauty, meaning, and connection unfold. Consider how memory works its magic with time. Your childhood summers exist simultaneously in the past, and in the present past in the objective timeline of your life, present in the vivid recollection that can transport you instantly back to those long, lazy days. Memory doesn't just store the past, it keeps it alive, breathing, accessible. In remembering, you become a time traveler, visiting previous versions of yourself with the wisdom of accumulated experience. But there's something even more profound happening here. When you remember a beautiful moment, your grandmother's laugh, the feeling of warm sand between your toes, the taste of your first kiss, you're not just recalling the past. You're creating a bridge between then and now, proving that time isn't really linear, but circular, spiral, multidimensional. The past lives in you, shapes you, continues to influence the present moment. And what about the future? It exists not as a fixed destination, but as a field of infinite possibility. Every choice you make, every path you take, every moment of kindness or courage you offer creates ripples that extend far beyond your individual lifetime. The future is not something that happens to you. It's something you're constantly creating through your presence, your actions, your love. This is perhaps why time feels so precious. Not because it's scarce, but because it's the medium through which we express our deepest humanity. Time allows for growth, for learning, for the gradual unfolding of wisdom. It permits mistakes and offers opportunities for redemption. It creates space for relationships to deepen, for understanding to mature, for love to expand beyond its initial boundaries. In this light, aging becomes not a loss, but a gift. Each wrinkle tells a story. Each gray hair marks a season of experience. The passing of time doesn't diminish you. It enriches you, adds layers of depth and meaning to your existence. You are not racing against time. You are dancing with it, allowing it to guide you through the beautiful complexity of being human. There's a Buddhist concept that speaks to this. The idea that all moments exist in the eternal now, that past, present, and future are constructions of the mind rather than absolute realities. This doesn't mean that time is meaningless, but rather that each moment contains all moments, that every instant is pregnant with eternity. As you breathe right now, you're touching something timeless, something that has always been and always will be. This perspective offers profound comfort. Your loved ones who have passed haven't disappeared. They've simply moved to a different location in the landscape of time. The love you shared, the laughter you enjoyed, the growth you experienced. Together, all of this exists eternally in the vast library of moments. Death might close one chapter, but it doesn't erase the story. In the deeper reality of space-time, every moment of connection, every instance of love, every flash of joy is preserved forever. Similarly, your future self, the person you're becoming, the dreams you're growing toward, the wisdom you're accumulating, that person already exists in the landscape of time. They're waiting for you, rooting for you, holding space for all the experiences that will bridge the gap between now and then. You're not walking into an uncertain future. You're walking toward a version of yourself that already exists in the eternal now. Asterisk. This is the ultimate gift of understanding time. It reveals that you are not separate from the universe, but woven into its very fabric. Your consciousness is not something that observes time from the outside. It's how time experiences itself, how the universe comes to know its own beauty and meaning. In a very real sense, you are time become aware of itself, eternity expressing itself through the beautiful brief pattern of your individual existence. Asterisk, asterisk, let's explore how time weaves itself through the tapestry of human experience in the most intimate ways. Have you ever noticed how time seems to have different textures depending on what you're feeling? When you're waiting for news from someone you love, minutes stretch like taffy, each second deliberate and weighted. But when you're laughing with friends, hours pass like moments, dissolving into pure joy without measurement or weight. This isn't just psychological. It's a window into something profound about the nature of time itself. Your consciousness doesn't just experience time. It participates in creating it. The quality of your attention, the depth of your engagement, the richness of your emotional state all influence how time unfolds around you. You are not a passive observer of time's passage, but an active participant in its creation. Consider the phenomenon of flow states, those magical moments when you become so absorbed in an activity that self-consciousness disappears and you merge with the task at hand. A pianist becomes one with the music. A gardener becomes one with the earth. A parent becomes one with the act of caring. In these moments, time doesn't disappear. It transforms into something more fundamental, more essential. You're not racing against time or watching it pass. You're dancing with it, moving in harmony with its deeper rhythms. These experiences hint at something beautiful. Time might be consciousness itself, experienced from the inside. The universe doesn't just contain time. It might be time, expressing itself through billions of conscious beings, each contributing their unique perspective to the grand symphony of existence. Your individual experience at this moment is absolutely irreplaceable, a note in the cosmic composition that has never been played before and will never be played again. This is why presence feels so sacred. When you're fully here, fully now, you're not just experiencing time, you're helping to create it. Every moment of genuine attention, every instance of true listening, every heartbeat of authentic love adds something irreplaceable to the universe's unfolding story. Your presence matters in ways that extend far beyond your individual life. Think about the generations that came before you. Your great-grandmother, walking through her daily life, experiencing her own moments of joy and sorrow, love and loss. She couldn't have imagined you, couldn't have known that her choices, her love, her persistence through difficult times would eventually create the conditions for your existence. Yet there's a direct line of connection, a river of time that flows from her moments to yours, and this connection extends in both directions. The future generations who will come after you are already influenced by how you choose to live in this moment. Your kindness ripples forward through time, creating conditions for love and understanding in ways you may never see. Your struggles and growth contribute to the collective human wisdom that future generations will inherit. You are not just living your own life, you're helping to write the story of humanity itself. This perspective transforms even the most mundane moments into something sacred. When you're washing dishes, you're participating in the ancient human ritual of caring for the tools that sustain life. When you're waiting in line, you're practicing patience, adding your calm presence to the collective human experience. When you're falling asleep, you're surrendering to one of the most profound mysteries of existence, the daily transformation of consciousness that allows time to reorganize itself around rest and renewal. Dreams, too, reveal something essential about time's nature. In dreams, time becomes fluid, nonlinear, magical. You might dream of conversations with people who died years ago, or find yourself as a child in familiar adult situations. Dreams suggest that consciousness has access to time in ways that waking awareness doesn't usually allow. Perhaps in sleep, you're touching the deeper reality where all moments exist simultaneously, where the boundaries between past, present, and future dissolve into something more fundamental. And what about love? Love seems to exist outside of time, or perhaps to create its own temporal dimension. When you love someone deeply, you love all of them. The child they were, the adult they are, the elder they might become. Love collapses time, makes all moments simultaneously present. In love, you taste eternity, not as an endless duration, but as a quality of depth that transcends temporal boundaries. This is why grief feels so disorienting. When someone you love dies, linear time seems to break down. They're gone from the present moment, but they're still vibrantly alive in memory, still influencing your choices, still part of who you are. Grief is time's way of processing the profound. Truth that love creates connections that transcend normal temporal boundaries. The people you love become part of your own temporal landscape, woven into the fabric of your experience in ways that physical absence cannot undo. Forgiveness, too, has a unique relationship with time. When you forgive someone, including yourself, you're not erasing the past, but transforming your relationship with it. You're choosing to let the past inform the present without imprisoning it. Forgiveness is time's gift to consciousness, the ability to learn from experience without being trapped by it, to grow beyond what has happened without pretending it never occurred. As you rest tonight, consider this. You are not just in time, you are time's way of experiencing itself. Your consciousness is the universe's method of turning potential into reality, of transforming the abstract mathematics of space-time into the lived experience of meaning, beauty, and connection. In this very moment, as you listen to these words, you're participating in the most profound mystery of existence, the transformation of mere duration into the rich, textured, meaningful experience we call life. Asterisk, asterisk. There's something deeply comforting about recognizing that time is not your enemy, but your companion. In our busy world, we often feel like we're racing against time, trying to squeeze more activities into each day, more achievements into each year. But what if we've been thinking about this backwards? What if time isn't something to be conquered, but something to be befriended? Consider how different your experience becomes when you shift from time scarcity to time abundance. Instead of feeling like there's never enough time, you begin to notice that each moment is infinitely deep, rich with possibility and meaning. A single breath can contain worlds of sensation and awareness. A brief conversation can transform a life. A moment of stillness can connect you to something eternal. This abundance isn't about having more hours in the day. It's about recognizing the depth available in every moment. When you're fully present, time expands. Not in duration, but in quality, in richness, in the fullness of experience. This is why mindfulness practices often focus on the present moment. They're not asking you to ignore the past or future, but to discover the infinite depth available right now. Ancient wisdom traditions understood this. The Sanskrit word kala means both time and death, but it also means the eternal, the timeless. This isn't a contradiction. It's a recognition that time contains its own transcendence. In the deepest presence, you touch something that exists, beyond the normal flow of moments, something that was there before you were born and will remain after you die. This timeless dimension is always available. You can access it in meditation, in prayer, in moments of deep connection with others, in experiences of natural beauty, in creative expression. It's not a special state reserved for mystics or sages. It's the natural depth of consciousness. When it's not caught up in the surface waves of thinking and planning. Children know this intuitively. Watch a child completely absorbed in play, and you'll see someone who has entered time's deeper dimension. They're not thinking about the clock or the schedule. They're fully immersed in the eternal now, where a cardboard box can become a spaceship, and an afternoon can stretch into forever. This isn't childish, it's wise. It's a reminder of what's always available when we remember how to be fully present. As we age, we sometimes lose this natural ability to dwell in time's depth. We become more aware of time's passage, more conscious of its apparent limitations. But this awareness can become a gift rather than a burden. When you truly understand that time is precious, you naturally begin to invest it more consciously. You start to notice what nourishes you and what drains you, what brings meaning and what feels empty. This consciousness of time's preciousness can lead to what the Japanese call mono no aware, a gentle sadness at the impermanence of all things, coupled with a deep appreciation for their beauty precisely because they're temporary. The cherry blossom is beautiful, not despite its brief blooming, but because of it. Your life is precious, not despite its finite nature, but because of it. This perspective transforms how you relate to both joy and sorrow. Joy becomes more vivid when you recognize its transient nature. You savor it more fully, knowing that this particular configuration of circumstances will never exist again. And sorrow becomes more bearable when you understand that it too will pass, that it's part of the natural rhythm of existence rather than a personal failure or cosmic punishment. There's a beautiful paradox here. By accepting time's transience, you discover its eternal dimension. By embracing impermanence, you touch what is permanent. By letting go of the need to control time, you find yourself in harmony with its flow. This is the deepest wisdom about time. It's not something to be grasped, but something to be danced with. This dance with time extends to how you think about your life's purpose and meaning. Instead of feeling pressure to achieve certain things by certain ages, you can begin to see your life as a unique expression of time's creative force. Your experiences, your relationships, your growth, your contributions to the world, all of these are ways that time expresses itself through your individual consciousness. In this view, there are no wasted moments, no lost time, no failures that disqualify you from meaning. Every experience, pleasant or difficult, is part of time's education, part of consciousness, learning about itself through your particular vantage point. Your struggles contribute to the collective human understanding of how to navigate difficulty. Your joys add to the universe's appreciation of its own beauty. This doesn't mean that all moments are equally pleasant or that you should be passive about shaping your experience. Rather, it means that all moments are equally meaningful, equally part of the grand tapestry of existence. Your task is not to live a perfect life, but to live your life fully, to be completely present to whatever time brings you. As you prepare for sleep tonight, consider this. Time is not running out, it's running through you. You are not separate from time, but one of its most beautiful expressions. Your consciousness is time's way of experiencing itself, of transforming mere duration into meaning, mere sequence into story, mere existence into love. In sleeping, you're not losing time, but entering a different relationship with it, one where linear sequence dissolves into the deeper rhythms of renewal and regeneration. In dreams, you'll touch time's more fluid nature. In rest, you'll participate in time's restorative power. In morning, you'll wake renewed, ready to dance once more with time's eternal mystery. For now, let time carry you gently towards sleep, knowing that in surrendering to its flow, you're participating in the universe's most ancient and beautiful rhythm. Tonight, as you rest between the shores of waking and sleeping, let's explore one of time's most beautiful gifts, the capacity for transformation. Time doesn't just measure change, it enables it, nurtures it, makes it possible. Every moment offers the opportunity to become slightly different than you were before, to grow in ways both subtle and profound. Think about a tree growing slowly in your garden. Day by day, the changes are imperceptible. But over months and years, something magnificent unfolds. New branches reach toward the light, roots deepen into the earth, and the tree becomes more fully itself with each passing season. This is how time works in your life too, not through dramatic leaps, but through the gentle accumulation of moments, each one adding its small contribution to the person you're becoming. This process of becoming is perhaps time's most precious gift. Without time, there would be no growth, no learning, no opportunity to develop wisdom, compassion, or skill. Time creates the space for mistakes to become lessons, for wounds to become wisdom, for confusion to slowly clarify into understanding. Every difficult period in your life has been time's way of offering you the chance to discover strengths you didn't know you possessed. Consider how time softens the sharp edges of difficult experiences. A heartbreak that once felt unbearable becomes a source of empathy for others in pain. A failure that once seemed devastating becomes a foundation for humility and resilience. A loss that once felt meaningless becomes a teacher of what truly matters. Time doesn't erase these experiences. It transforms them, weaves them into the larger tapestry of your becoming. This transformation isn't something that happens to you passively. You're an active participant in time's creative process. Every choice you make, every moment of attention you offer, every act of kindness you extend ripples out through time, creating conditions for future growth and connection. You're not just living in time, you're collaborating with it, co-creating the story of your life and contributing to the larger story of existence. There's something profoundly hopeful about this understanding. No matter what has happened in your past, no matter what challenges you face in the present, time continues to offer possibilities for renewal, growth, and positive change. The future isn't fixed. It's a field of potential that responds to your present choices and actions. Every moment is a fresh beginning, a new opportunity to align yourself with what matters most. This is why practices like meditation, reflection, and contemplation have such power. They help you step out of time's rushing current and into its deeper stillness, where you can sense the direction of your growth and make conscious choices about how to participate in your own becoming. In these quiet moments, you're not escaping time, but entering into a more conscious relationship with it. Sleep itself is one of time's most beautiful gifts. In sleep, your conscious mind steps aside and allows deeper processes to unfold. Your brain consolidates memories, filing away the day's experiences and making connections that weren't obvious in waking consciousness. Your body repairs and regenerates itself. Your dreams explore possibilities and process emotions in ways that linear thinking cannot achieve. This nightly renewal is a perfect metaphor for time's transformative power. You go to sleep as one version of yourself and wake as another, not dramatically different, but subtly changed, gently renewed. Sleep is time's way of ensuring that you're constantly being refreshed, that yesterday's limitations don't have to become today's boundaries. And what about the larger rhythms of time in your life? The seasons of childhood wonder, adolescent discovery, adult responsibility, and elder wisdom each offer their own gifts and challenges. These seasons don't follow a strict schedule. Some people discover their deepest wisdom in youth. Others find their greatest creativity in later years. Time seasons are more like invitations than requirements, opportunities to explore different aspects of being human. The beauty of this cyclical view is that it suggests no time is wasted, no experience is meaningless. The struggles of one season often prepare you for the gifts of the next. The patience learned in difficulty becomes the foundation for joy in easier times. The love developed in relationships becomes the capacity for deeper connection in future encounters. This perspective also offers comfort when you're going through challenging periods. Just as winter is followed by spring, difficult times are followed by renewal. The sadness you feel now will transform into wisdom. The confusion you experience today will clarity into understanding. The loneliness you endure will deepen your capacity for connection. Time is not just passing, it's working on your behalf, slowly weaving all your experiences into something meaningful and beautiful. As you rest tonight, you're participating in time's most ancient rhythm, the daily cycle of activity and rest, engagement and renewal, doing and being. This rhythm has guided life on Earth for billions of years, and it connects you to something larger than your individual existence. In sleeping, you're joining a cosmic dance that includes every living thing, every star that pulses with light, every galaxy that turns in its slow rotation. Your dreams tonight will be time's gift to you, a space where linear sequence dissolves into symbol and meaning, where past, present, and future can meet and dance together. In dreams, you'll touch time's more fluid nature, experiencing possibilities that daytime consciousness cannot access. When you wake, you'll carry some of this deeper wisdom with you, even if you can't remember the specific dreams. Time is not your master, but your partner in the dance of existence. It offers you moments of joy to savor, challenges to grow through, relationships to cherish, and opportunities to contribute something meaningful to the ongoing story of life. Every tick of the clock, every beat of your heart, every breath you take is time's way of saying, here, now, this moment is yours to experience, to shape, to offer back to the universe as your unique gift. Asterisk, asterisk, in these quiet moments before sleep, let's contemplate one of time's most profound mysteries, the relationship between time and consciousness itself. What if time isn't just the stage upon which consciousness performs, but rather consciousness is time's way of experiencing itself? This isn't just abstract philosophy. It's a deeply personal truth that can transform how you understand your place in the cosmos. Consider the moment when you first became aware of your own awareness. Perhaps as a child, you suddenly realized that you were the one having thoughts, the one looking through your eyes, the one experiencing the world. This awakening to consciousness is also an awakening to time, because consciousness and time are intimately connected. Without consciousness, time would be merely abstract mathematical relationships. But with consciousness, time becomes lived experience, rich with meaning and sensation. Your individual consciousness is like a unique instrument in time's vast orchestra. No one else can play your particular note, contribute your specific perspective, or offer your distinctive understanding of what it means to be alive in this moment. The way you experience the color of sunset, the feeling of rain on your skin, the taste of your favorite food, all of these are irreplaceable contributions to the universe's understanding of itself. This makes every moment of your life cosmically significant. When you feel joy, you're teaching the universe what joy feels like from your particular vantage point. When you experience love, you're showing the cosmos what love looks like through your eyes. When you struggle with difficulty, you're helping the universe understand the full spectrum of existence, including its challenging aspects. Even your most ordinary moments carry this cosmic significance. When you pause to notice the way morning light filters through your window, you're offering the universe a moment of aesthetic appreciation. When you feel grateful for a simple pleasure, you're contributing to the cosmic inventory of what makes existence meaningful. When you extend kindness to someone who's struggling, you're demonstrating the universe's capacity for compassion. This perspective transforms loneliness into solitude, isolation into contemplation. You're never truly alone because you're always in relationship with time itself, always participating in the ongoing creation of reality. Even in your most private moments, you're part of the cosmic conversation, contributing your unique voice to the grand symphony of existence. And what about the moments when you feel most connected to others? When you're in deep conversation with a friend, sharing laughter with loved ones, or simply sitting in comfortable silence with someone you care about. These moments reveal time's collaborative nature. Individual consciousness isn't separate from others. It's part of a larger web of awareness that includes all conscious beings. This interconnectedness extends across time as well as space. The wisdom you gain from your experiences becomes part of the collective human understanding. The love you develop in your relationships contributes to the overall capacity for love in the world. The creativity you express adds to the universe's ongoing creative evolution. You're not just living your own life, you're participating in the larger life of existence itself. This is why your inner work matters so much. When you develop patience, you're making patience more available in the world. When you cultivate compassion, you're strengthening the universe's capacity for compassion. When you grow in wisdom, you're adding to the collective human understanding of how to live skillfully. Your personal growth is also cosmic growth. Your individual healing, a contribution to the healing of the whole. The boundaries between self and other, between individual and universal, become more fluid when viewed from this perspective. You are simultaneously a unique individual and an expression of the universal consciousness. Your particular way of experiencing time is yours alone, but it's also part of the larger tapestry of experience that includes all conscious beings. This understanding offers profound comfort during difficult times. When you're suffering, you're not alone in your pain. You're part of the universe's process of understanding and ultimately transcending suffering. When you're confused, you're participating in the cosmic journey toward clarity. When you're afraid, you're helping the universe explore the full range of existence, including its more challenging aspects. The mystics of all traditions have touched this truth in various ways. They've recognized that individual consciousness is not separate from universal consciousness, but is its local expression. In deep meditation, prayer, or contemplation, the boundaries between self and cosmos can dissolve, revealing the underlying unity that connects all things across space and time. You don't need to be a mystic to touch this truth. Any moment of deep presence, any experience of genuine connection, any instant of authentic love opens a window into this larger reality. In these moments, you're not just experiencing time, you're participating in its deepest mystery, the transformation of mere duration into meaning, love, and beauty. As you prepare for sleep tonight, rest in this understanding. You are not a separate being moving through time, but time itself expressing itself through the beautiful, unique pattern of your consciousness. Your dreams will be time's way of exploring possibilities. Your rest will be time's way of renewal. And your waking will be time's way of beginning another day of discovery and growth. In this cosmic perspective, every moment of your life has been meaningful. Every experience has contributed something irreplaceable to the universe's understanding of itself. You are not just in time, you are time's way of knowing itself, of experiencing its own beauty, of discovering its own infinite potential for love, wisdom, and creative expression. Asterisk, asterisk, and so we come to the gentle close of our journey through time's beautiful mystery. Like travelers who have wandered through a vast, enchanted landscape, we've discovered that time is so much more than we imagined when we began. It's not just the ticking of clocks or the turning of calendar pages. It's the very fabric of existence itself, woven from moments of awareness, connection, and wonder. Tonight, as you settle into the soft embrace of sleep, carry with you the understanding that you are not racing against time, but dancing with it. Every breath you take is a gentle waltz with eternity. Every heartbeat, a quiet conversation with the cosmos. You are not separate from time. You are one of its most beautiful expressions, a unique note in the infinite symphony of existence. Remember the story of Einstein, sitting by lamplight, wondering what it would be like to ride alongside a beam of light. His childlike curiosity opened doorways to understanding that transformed how we see reality itself. Your own curiosity, your own wonder, your own gentle questioning of existence, these too are part of the ongoing human journey to understand our place in the cosmic story. Think of the atoms in your body, each one a cosmic traveler that has journeyed through space and time to become part of you. The hydrogen in your cells was forged in the first moments after the Big Bang. The heavier elements in your bones were created in the hearts of dying stars. You are quite literally made of time, shaped by billions of years of cosmic evolution, a temporary but meaningful pattern in the eternal dance of existence. as you close your eyes. Feel the gentle rhythm of your breathing, connecting you to the ancient cycles that have sustained life on Earth for billions of years. Your inhale draws in oxygen created by countless plants across the ages. Your exhale releases carbon dioxide that will nourish future growth. Even in this simple act of breathing, you're participating in time's great web of connection and renewal. Let your mind drift to the countless beings who have watched the same stars you see, who have felt the same wonder about time's mystery, who have asked the same questions about existence and meaning. You are part of an ancient conversation that stretches back to the first human who looked up at the night sky and wondered about their place in the cosmos. This conversation will continue long after you're gone, carried forward by future generations who will build upon the wisdom you've helped create. Your dreams tonight will be time's gift to you, a space where linear sequence dissolves into symbol, and meaning where past, present, and future can meet and dance together. In dreams, you'll touch time's more fluid nature, experiencing possibilities that daytime consciousness cannot access. Rest peacefully, knowing that in sleep, you're participating in one of time's most ancient and essential rhythms. When you wake, tomorrow, you'll wake to a new day, a fresh collection of moments waiting to be experienced and shaped by your presence. Each sunrise is time's way of saying, "Here, begin again." Each moment of awareness is time's way of experiencing itself through your unique perspective. Each act of kindness is time's way of expressing love through your individual heart. The universe is vast beyond imagination, filled with galaxies and stars, planets and possibilities we can barely comprehend. But in all this vastness, in all these billions of years of cosmic evolution, there has never been another you. Your particular way of experiencing time, your unique perspective on existence, your individual contribution to the ongoing story of consciousness, these are gifts that only you can offer to the cosmos dot as you drift toward sleep. Know that you are deeply connected to everything that has ever been or ever will be. Time doesn't separate you from the universe. It's what connects you to it. In this moment of rest, you're not withdrawing from time, but entering into a deeper relationship with it, allowing it to restore and renew you for tomorrow's adventures. The questions we've explored tonight: what is time? How does consciousness relate to time? What does it mean to live meaningfully in time? These questions don't have final answers because they're not problems to be solved, but mysteries to be lived. Each day offers new opportunities to explore these mysteries, to deepen your understanding, to discover new dimensions of wonder and meaning. Rest now in the knowledge that you are exactly where you need to be in time's great unfolding. Every experience you've had, every lesson you've learned, every moment of joy and sorrow has contributed to who you are right now. And who you are right now is perfect preparation for whatever tomorrow may bring. Time is not your enemy, but your friend, not a thief, but a gift giver, not a master, but a dance partner. It offers you moments of beauty to savor, challenges to grow through, relationships to cherish, and opportunities to contribute something meaningful to the ongoing story of existence. Wherever you are in this beautiful world, whatever time zone cradles you, whatever season surrounds you, may you rest peacefully tonight. May your dreams be filled with wonder, your sleep be deep and restorative, and your waking be gentle and filled with gratitude for the gift of another day in time's eternal embrace. May you always remember that you are not just in time, you are. Time's way of knowing itself, of experiencing its own infinite beauty, of discovering its own boundless capacity for love, wisdom, and creative expression. You are precious beyond measure, connected to all that is, was, and ever will be. Good night, gentle dreamer. May time carry you softly through the night and into the dawn of a new day filled with possibility and wonder. Rest well, knowing that you are loved, you are connected, and you are an irreplaceable part of the cosmic story that unfolds with each passing moment. Sweet dreams, and may your journey through time be filled with peace, joy, and the quiet knowledge that you are exactly where you belong in the vast, beautiful mystery of existence.